design elements and principles. There are a lot of these elements and principles that we guys put together to have a good design. Some of them are lines, value, color, texture, shape, size, directions, unity, conflict, dominance, repetition, attention, harmony, balance, and gradation. So what happens is when we are trying to create a visual language, we make sure that if we have a certain family that we have created for a visual language, we are sticking to that. If we have straight lines, we would stick to that design as an element. Suddenly we would not switch to circles or squares there. So if it is a clean lines of layout that we've created, then the entire communication needs to be around that. So I'm going to go back to the Zuzu example. There the main character remained the same, but they actually added a little bit of detailing to the character, and they created a new avatar out of that. So that is what your basics remain the same, but you can add or subtract a little bit here and there to create that element of design. So it's the same. All these things actually add to the elements which can be used to create a good visual design. Then we have textures, we have shapes, sizes, directions, and all these things. These are the small things that actually make for a good design. When we if I get into a little more detail here, like when we say shapes, I've already spoken about lines and shapes and different sizes and all. Suddenly it cannot be like when I say size, it cannot be you're trying to show something, you're trying to communicate something, and it is totally off balance. Your visual is that big that your copy or the content you're trying to communicate there gets missed out. So it has to be well balanced. Direction, in a layout or in the visual design space, your direction, how the eye movement of the learner is going to be moving, that is something that we try to capture in our creation stage itself, and then we try to work on that. Yeah. Then your attention span, your repetition, the designs, you have to give the learner something new with every screen. You cannot be repeating yourself again and again, because then it becomes way too boring and you would just lose the learner's attention, or for that matter your audience attention there. When you're using gradation and all, also you have to make sure your color palette, it is within a family of colors. You cannot just have the cold family and the warm family coming together unless your actually your creative is such that you want to use the two of them together. If you're using a gradation, it has to be from the same family.